Times Now sister channel Times Now-Navbharat on its launch day itself, through its worldwide mega exclusive news break, has exposed Pakistan's patronage to dreaded terrorists and has also confirmed through its investigation the links of Pakistan's deep state to these wanted terrorists, global terrorists that are flourishing on the Pakistani soil. Times Now-Navbharat, in fact, has accessed undeniable visual proof that establishes how Mashood Azhar is not just deeply connected in Pakistan but also deeply valued by the Pakistani government. Take a look at this report.
For the first time on camera, lair of India's most wanted terrorist unearthed. For the first time on camera, Pakistan's worst kept secret has been exposed. For the first time on TV, watch the live location of a global terrorist. For the first time on camera, Pakistani base of Mashood Azhar revealed. Watch Pathankot mastermind living under full state protection. Hear the Jaish chief himself boasting about his plans.
लोगों में सबसे अफजल वो मोमिन है जो अपनी जान और माल से अल्लाह के रास्ते में जिहाद करे। जिहाद से अल्लाह ताला का कुर्ब मिलेगा। शुरू से ही जिहाद की मोहब्बत दिल में डाली जाए। जिहाद हर मुसलमान पर फर्ज ऐन है।
A news break that concerns India's national security. Exclusive disclosures on Mashood Azhar from Pakistan. Times Now-Navbharat has tracked India's enemy number one. We have the live location of Mashood Azhar, the man who resides in Pakistan under the watchful eyes of its army and secret agency ISI. In our exclusive report, we will take you to two secret hideouts of terrorist Mashood Azhar. These dens have been curated by Imran administration and secured by Pakistani army to ensure that their prized asset stays away from the eyes of the world. But he can't escape the cameras of Times Now-Navbharat team. Let us take you to his first hideout in Pakistan. This is the first residence of Jaish-e-Mohammed chief in Pakistan, Bahawalpur. The house is located near the Usman Ali Masjid. The National Orthopedic and General Hospital is right next to the house of Mashood. From this secret location, Mashood conspires to wage terror against India. The motive is simple. With mosque and hospital next to his house, an Osama-like operation becomes virtually impossible. The residential surroundings give Mashood and his friends an opportunity to escape in case of a strike. Also, it reduces the possibility of being noticed while moving in and out. The main gate of Mashood's house is guarded by Pak army personnel who can be seen in the uniform. The house also has a gate at the back, which many believe is his escape route in emergency. Now let us take you to his second whereabout in Pakistan. The second house of Mashood is also present in Bahawalpur of Pakistan, nearly 4 kilometers away from the first. It also lies next to a masjid known as Jamia Mosque. The road which takes us to his second house leads us to the Bahawalpur bypass. The most interesting fact is that Bahawalpur bench of the Lahore High Court is just a kilometer away, while the district collector's office also is just at a distance of 3 kilometers. The top offices of the district all seem to be Mashood's neighbors. So a global terrorist resides in posh locality of Pakistan as a state guest. The house has 5 gates where Pak Army Jawans are stationed for security. These 5 gates have been made so that at the time of danger, Mashood can be protected. Pakistan cannot refute this undeniable evidence of the terror sponsorship. Times Now-Navbharat report from Bahawalpur of Pakistan.
Let's go across to our guests. We're joined by Major General G.D. Bakshi, defense expert, and we also have Raja Faisal, Pakistan journalist. Good evening to both of you. I first want to go across to Raja Faisal. Raja Faisal, so Mashood Azhar, a global terrorist living life king size in Pakistan, courtesy of the deep state and the government?
I deny it. Why? Because the footages you are showing me, I can see people wearing jackets, and let me tell you, today's temperature in Bahawalpur was 43 degrees centigrade. So if somebody was wearing a jacket, then he must be fooled. Secondly, I think it is very odd of India to keep on blaming Pakistan, that Pakistan is housing such terrorists in Pakistan. This is not the case. See, I tell you, these kind of people, they have deep-rooted links with people across the world. I must say that, Maulana Mashood Azhar, he has very good relations with people who are active in Yemen, people who are active in Somalia. He had links, people in Kenya, and then in Egypt as well. So he must be elsewhere. And to me, if I take a blind guess about it, then I would say that as Pakistan has issued the warrants for his arrest, he is definitely not in Pakistan. He could either be in Afghanistan, he could either be with the Daesh in Syria, or he could be in Yemen, he could be in Kenya, he could be in Egypt, or he could be in Somalia, because he has very deep-rooted links
Mr.
there.
Raja Faisal,
and I think you've given us this...
That argument is not very convincing. Jackets or no jackets, your track record has given us enough reasons to point fingers at you, enough reasons to question you, enough reasons to say that Pakistan today is a safe haven for dreaded terrorists. Let's not forget what happened with the Osama bin Laden operation in Abbottabad. That is not hidden from anyone. Major General G.D. Bakshi, did you expect anything different from a denial?
Look, may I just jog the collective memories a bit? The simple fact is that when Osama bin Laden, the hunt for Laden was on by the United States, by the CIA in Pakistan, and they were trying to desperately ask the Pakistanis if they had any clue, any cue about his whereabouts, they would always say he's on dialysis, he's in some cave in Tora Bora, which had been bombed back to the Stone Age where it already was, right? And then Osama bin Laden was discovered 800 meters from the Pakistan Military Academy, Kakul, in a house with an 11-foot high wall all around, 4-storied mansion, replete with his 3 wives, and a TV set on which he was on his favorite pastime, pornography, right? And when the SEALs got onto him, his youngest 3rd wife, she very bravely put herself in front of her husband and the SEAL. For her pains, the SEAL shot her in the foot and got her out of the way, and then they gunned down Osama bin Laden like the scum that he was. He was, of course, given a burial on sea. I need not jog the memory of Raja Faisal. Your denials will be taken with that much skepticism. We know what you did when you were asked by the FATF to put Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi and Hafiz Saeed in prison. We know the fact that when Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi was actually put in a prison, his wife was given visiting rights, and he fathered a child while in prison, right? He established a command post replete with cells and cell phones, and he was carrying out his operations in royal comfort from the jail in Lahore, right? So Pakistan has a very awful track record. Before we do a strike on you, we know that you have learned hell of a lot from what has happened in Palestine. You keep your eyes and ears open with all You are in cahoots with every single terrorist organization. And you have found the best way to protect your high-value target is to put them next to hospitals. In both the locations, there is a hospital. Put them in a mosque. In both the locations, there is a mosque. There are these, these pandals for marriages. So where places for celebrating marriages. Hello.
Absolutely. Let's not forget the sham. The sham of putting Hafiz Saeed in the house arrest. Raja Faisal, you're smiling all along while you're hearing Major General G.D. Bakshi make the points. And, this is a very serious issue of Pakistan now being a safe haven. And I think it has always been a safe haven. It's just that it is being exposed every single day now. Providing safe havens to global designated terrorists. And there are many, not just Mashood Azhar.
Well, first of all, talking about why I was smiling while looking at General G.D. Bakshi, because I really like him. I always admire his intellect, and it is my habit to smile towards someone who I always like. Secondly, coming towards your question about you blaming us to be a safe haven for the terrorist, this is not the case. See, when we talk about these sort of band outfits, they are interlinked with the different band outfits of the world, I must say. Like if Harkatul Mujahideen is one of them, then TTP would be the other, and they would be interlinked. And then who knows, TTP is interlinked with ISIS Khorasan in Afghanistan. And who knows, ISIS Khorasan is linked with ISIS in Syria or elsewhere, or Boko Haram. They would be interlinked with each other. So they have a very good link with each other. I think here you blaming us that our security agencies or our intelligence agencies.
I'm not trying to understand how these terror organizations are linked to each other. What I'm trying to understand is, why didn't you see an Osama bin Laden in some other country? Why did he feel safe to stay on the Pakistani soil?
Well, it was entirely up to Osama bin Laden. If he was captured from Abbottabad, which in front of my eyes he wasn't. So obviously until then I would never disagree. I would always disagree with this. And secondly, I'm someone who has always went against this action of capturing or murdering Osama bin Laden. Why? Because I have always said that he should have been captured. He should have been brought to justice, into a court. He should have been proven guilty, and then he should have been executed. But murdering someone,
well, then he would have continued to live for 100 more years in Pakistan. He would have continued to live for 100 more years in Pakistan, Major General G.D. Bakshi, isn't it, if it was not for that operation?
That's a long life.
The simple fact is, anybody who has the modicum of knowledge about counter-terrorist operations, nobody is prepared to come and give evidence when
I cannot
was just required. No. Can I just finish? The standard obfuscation deception technique. There are two types of deception technique. One is called A type, and the other is called M type. You see, the A type, consists of creating a whole matrix of options. Well, where could Osama bin Laden be? He could be in Tora Bora, he could be in Kandahar, he could be in Syria for all we care, or in Algeria, or in Somalia. That is precisely what my good friend Raja Faisal has now given us an example of what is the ambiguity deception technique, that you generate a whole host of options where Mashood Azhar could be. All that I would like to point out to you is that he is a globally designated terrorist. Asad Mashood is a globally designated terrorist, not just wanted by India, but by terrorist agencies all over the world. He has his hand dipped with Indian blood. And Raja, let me make it very clear to you as a soldier. We are not going to take that lying down. He is responsible for that Kandahar hijack when we had to let him go. because he was holding a civilian
Absolutely.
hostage. 165 of them were being held hostage there. So then he is responsible for, Pulwama, he is responsible for Pathankot, he is responsible for a number of these. His hands are soaked in blood.
Absolutely. And by giving such a safe haven to such global terrorists, Pakistan is also endangering the lives of its own citizens and continues to be in the denial mode. Thank you very much, Raja Faisal, for giving us your time. Thank you to Major General G.D. Bakshi as well.
I wanted to just add something. I wanted to just add something that General G.D. Bakshi has raised a very excellent point that he is globally a designated terrorist. I must say there are so many cases in the past where ICC, International Criminals Court, it actually let people free of these sort of charges. Who knows? In coming future, Mashood Azhar, he is termed as someone who was wrongly considered as a terrorist. Who knows? In future.
I just respond to that.
Yes, interesting. If it was within Pakistan's right, it would declare him as an innocent citizen who's being hounded by the world. Thank you very much now, Raja Faisal and Major General G. Bakshi. I really have to take a break. Thank you for joining us.